Welcome, Sagittarius, to your horoscope and astrology forecast for February for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. The month begins with a pacey, bright energy with the Sun and Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. But Mercury's going to be moving on the 3rd into the part of your scope that's to do with home and your surroundings, your environment. And you already have Venus in that location and also Neptune. If you are making some changes to that part of your situation, you can do so with great aplomb and good taste with this combination of energies. I think some archers may even be thinking of working from home with Mercury moving into this area. But also, as we get to the end of the first week, Venus actually moves into a glorious location for you, into the sign of Aries, which is your fire triplicity. It then combines with the comet Chiron, which is to do with healing. If your love life is flagging a little bit, this can be a great and opportune time to think about how you can re-energize your personal appearance, your interactions with others, or if you're in an existing relationship, how greater warmth and affection might also help. But also on the 9th, we do have a full moon. This full moon is in your sister fire sign of Leo. So it's proud and it's big and it's charismatic and it can see our emotions close to the surface. If there is something that you're wanting to change in your world, but it's a bit stuck, you could encounter some frustration in the following 2 weeks. And in fact, your nervous system can take a little bit of the impact of this because this full moon also angles up in a T-square to Uranus, which is pushing you to be more open to the way you approach your everyday world. And so if you do feel that something isn't quite flowing at the pace you want, it could be easy to get exasperated. But take it all back to that Pisces energy coming through Neptune and also Mercury, which is about where you feel comfortable. Neptune has been encouraging you since 2012 to think more about your spiritual health in terms of your well-being, and Mercury being here also asks you not to bottle up your feelings, to share how you are feeling. Now, it is true on the 16th that Mars makes a transition out of your sign, where it's been since the 2nd of January, and into the sign of Capricorn. This is good. Mars loves being here and is going to be here for the following 6 weeks. It's going to give you a lot of drive to improve the material part of your situation, and you can be successful. Mars then goes on to forge an immediately positive link to both Uranus for 6 days, and in the second half of this month to the Sun, once the Sun moves on the 19th into the sign of Pisces. So I feel that your resources and your sense of security can improve in the latter part of this month, but you do need to be mindful of Mercury's retrograde, which begins on the 17th. Someone close to you could prove to be a bit frustrated in the second half of this month, perhaps because you're feeling very passionate and you're going to have a lot more physical vitality and drive. If someone's in some way inhibiting or not quite getting where you're coming from, that can also bog you down. It's kind of like pouring the pail of proverbial cold water over your enthusiasm. And your enthusiasm is tremendous. And in fact, in the second half of this month, your ruler Jupiter is forging a brilliant link with Pluto, which can be very fortunate as far as resources are concerned. True, they do square up to Venus, which is in that very lovely, loving, affectionate and glamorous part of your scope. So I think it's just saying to you, if you are interested in someone, stay grounded with that Capricorn energy and don't be tempted to make any grand gestures in terms of physically spoiling them with a high value item. Much better to be natural and just see where this develops in a more organic way. But on the 18th, Saturn starts to inch away from Pluto. The two, of course, have come together exactly on the 12th of January. Well, it really started from the 6th of this January this year. But they were getting closer together for a lot of last year. So if your financial situation has proved very trying, or your sense of worth as an individual has been under pressure, I do feel that things are going to get a lot better for you from here on in. But the Sun's move on the 19th into Pisces is encouraging you to think about your emotional health, to think about your surroundings, to think about them both physically and also in terms of how you are interacting, sharing your feelings in a positive way. I think one of the great things about Sagittarius people is that go-getting energy, that sense of something is always exciting to go for. I've got Mars in Sagittarius, so I have that as well, that sense that things will work out good. I've also got Jupiter square Sun. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so similar kind of upbeat energy. Well, don't feel that that isn't going to work for you anymore, but I think if you can embrace the more feeling side of your nature more and integrate it into that enthusiasm, that's going to be a win-win for you, particularly on the back of the new moon, which occurs on the 23rd. Now, the Sun and Mercury are combining, despite the retrograde, as this month draws to a close. Even if someone doesn't give you the encouragement or the approval that we all like in the latter part of this month because of that retrograde, or you're trying to make something happen on the housing front, move in, there's a contractual matter which Mercury retrograde could affect, keep the lines of communication open and try not to be defensive. So much of your chart this month is so very, very positive, and there's so much to go for you. If you'd like to know what the next year would hold for you from a personal viewpoint, based on your time, date and place of birth, you can get your 12-month forecast produced by me and your character analysis and get 30% off. Please see the link beneath this video. But for now, good luck and goodbye.